Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our respected lecturer, Madam Nurul Hidayah Mansur and our fellow friends. First of all, we are from group ISH100 would like to introduce ourselves before we started our presentation. I am Hana Maisara binti Muhammad Hambal with matrix number 2020616288.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nuna binti Abdul Halim, matrix number 2020638714.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Arana Sofia binti Kamarul Zaman, matrix number 2020616464. I am from AS1161B1.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Amani Syuhada binti Ahmad Zamzuri.
Hi, my name is Nur Ana binti Muhammad Hasham. I am from 1161B1 and my matrix number is 2020-879-326.
My name is Nur Idina binti Ahmad Hushaimi from AS1161B1, student number 2020625672. For today's video assignment, we will present to you about frozen food.
Food is delicious and really important for life, but food also goes bad, so humans have invented many ways to preserve it to eat later or far from where it was harvested. Unfortunately, some of these methods require unhealthy chemicals or degrade the food's nutritional value. Luckily, freezing can preserve food with most of its nutrients while frozen in place. The important part is that most chemical and biological processes run slower at lower temperatures, which means that if you cool food a lot, enzymes, bacteria, and fungi in food get too cold to decompose it. Companies begin selling frozen foods such as fish, meats, peas and berries, which grew in popularity as more and more people began having their own freezers at home in the 1960s and 70s. Before there were fridges and freezers, it was harder to preserve food at home. Being able to freeze food, we can eat food and vegetables that isn't in season but tastes like it is. And we can eat fish that has been caught and frozen thousands of miles away but has the same taste and texture as if it was caught locally that morning. Frozen food has become a familiar feature of the modern kitchen. Freezing allows us to preserve our leftovers, keep food longer so we don't need to go to the shops every day, and it is also allows us to enjoy all sorts of food at all times of year. In our research, we choose chicken nugget as the specific product which is very popular among all the frozen food in Malaysia. They are fresh, delicious, and easy to eat. It is crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside. That makes it become the most favorite snacks by all ages of people. We conclude many information about frozen nugget from different brands, which were Ayamas, Marina, Ramly, Ayam A1, and Mega Fresh. In this video, we will reveal the processing of nuggets from factories by which from raw meat to turning into golden pieces of nuggets that are completely ready to be packaged and distributed to the market. We will highlight how the nugget companies handle the preparation while prioritizing the proper ethics in the preparation of the frozen nuggets. That's all for a brief introduction about frozen food. Now, I will pass the presentation to Erdina.
So the second topic is raw material and storage. So what is raw material? Raw material is unprocessed material or primary commodity. Is a basic material that are used to produce goods, finished products, energy or intermediate materials which are feedstock for future finished product. So this is the result of our research. For the raw material, all brands use chicken meat as a raw material except Mega Fresh brand, which they use chicken breast with red meat. All material also use wheat and corn flour as raw material except for Marina brand because they only use starch in their recipe. For storage, all brands need nuggets to be stored at freezing temperature, which is at -18 degrees Celsius. For Ayam Mas and Ayam N1 Nugget brands, instructions have been stated not to refreeze as the quality will have suffered from being refrozen and nuggets can become slightly watery.
For the proper attire of a food handler, first of all, the food handler must cover their head. They must wear a clean hat or other hair restraint to avoid their dandruff or hair to fall into the food. Next, the food handler must wear a clean clothing every day because food handler need to practice good self-hygiene. Next, food handler must wear clean and appropriate shoes. They must wear a closed-toe shoes and a pair of clean shoes to avoid any bacteria from the shoes to spread in the premise. Next, a food handler must remove all their jewelries from arms and hands because when handling their food, there is a chance that the jewelries contain any bacteria that could harm the food. Last but not least, the food handler must wear a full apron and disposable gloves because they need to avoid cross-contamination. This is the proper attire that food handler should be wearing, including Nugget frozen food handler. Next, for the food handler requirements. To be a food handler, you must undergo a food handler training and obtain a food handler certificate. This is to improve the food safety and reduce risks and behavior that are commonly associated with foodborne illness. Then, you must undergo a medical screening and get vaccinated. Every food handler must be vaccinated because they need to avoid the bacteria called Salmonella typhi in their body to be spread to the food. The vaccine is called typhoid. This is the food handler training certificate and vaccine that Nugget frozen food handler should be taken.
Next, slaughtering is one of the process of making chicken nugget, and there is some rule for the slaughterer. First, the butcher must be a Muslim. Animal that is slaughtered by non-Muslim is considered as haram. Second, only sane adult can be a slaughterer. The slaughterer must be tamiz, which is at the age that able to care of him or herself. As Abu Hanifah states, that is 9 years old for girls and 7 years old for boys. Lastly, is the name of Allah. The slaughterer must invoke the name of Allah. If at the time of slaughtering, the name of anyone else other than Allah is invoked, then the meat becomes haram. If a Muslim forgets to invoke the name of Allah at the time of slaughtering, the meat will remain halal. However, if he intentionally does not invoke the name of Allah, the meat becomes haram. Next, there is many machine used in the process of nugget. First, lifting machine used to convey nugget to powdering machine. Powdering machine used to cover powder on the surface of chicken nugget. Next, frying machine is a stainless steel machine to fry the nugget. Vibrating screen used to remove excess oil from the fried chicken nugget. And lastly, wine cooling machine has a fan that will produce air to cool the chicken nugget. But to ensure the quality of food, all equipment should not contain any material that degrade as najis by Sharia law. Don't use the same utensil for halal food for non-halal food. Any contamination with non-halal food, then the food is considered as haram. All the equipment must be cleaned and washed frequently with suitable cleaning. Equipment can be cleaned by using hot water to kill all the bacteria.
Okay, next, we talk about food processing. It involves applying scientific and technological principles to preserve food. Food preparation and processing can be defined as any change that is made to a food to alter its eating quality or shelf life. Do you know, without processing, as much as 50 to 60% of fresh food can be lost between harvest and consumption? This may be due to inadequate storage facilities, which allow microorganisms or pests to spoil the stored food. Actually, there are about 6 categories of processes, but today I only talk about 3 categories of process, which are: first, heating to destroy enzymes and microorganisms. The examples of types of processes: boiling, blanching, roasting, grilling, pasteurization, baking, and smoking. Second, removing water from the food, which are drying, concentrating by boiling, filtering, and pressing. Last but not least, removing heat from the food, which are cooling, chilling, and freezing. The other 3 is increasing acidity of foods, using chemicals to prevent enzyme and microbial activity, excluding air like moisture, microorganisms, and pests. Okay, finally, we go for food process at factory. So, we can see here about how chicken nugget made in McDonald's. So, how nugget chicken made? And the goal is to know what process in nugget production and step-by-step packaging. Okay, let's go.
Right here is a whole cut up chicken. So you can see here we've got the dark meat with the drumsticks and the thighs, which does not go in Chicken McNuggets. And then you've got the breast meat with the rib meat and the chicken tenderloins, which do go into Chicken McNuggets. Now, before we make the McNuggets, we remove this skin. And then we later add a small portion back for flavor in the Chicken McNuggets.
For flavor.
For flavor.
Everybody likes a little bit of chicken.
So this is our grinding operation. This is 100% white meat chicken. So the exact same cuts that you saw previously. And then this is the actual grinding plate that we use to grind the chicken. The machine that combines all of the ingredients together. This is the same chicken you saw earlier, mixed with the chicken skin and the marination. So the full list is on the website, but some of the ingredients are water, sodium phosphates, and food starch, which give us that really juicy bite to the Chicken McNugget.
Okay.
And then it's also salt to really increase the flavor of the product. And finally, rosemary extract, which is a natural antioxidant that protects the flavor of the product throughout its shelf life. The final step is the tempura coating, or a thicker batter, which is really unique to the nugget. It's a blend of wheat flour, corn flour, starches, and leavening agents. And the leavening agents aerate the batter, and that's what makes the nuggets really unique.
Yes.
They'll be flash frozen again to lock in the juiciness and the flavor. And then they'll be bagged and boxed and on their way to the restaurant.
So for this video, I will show you the step preparation of chicken nugget. So check it out. Step 1. Bring 1 packet of nugget out of the fridge. Step 2. Let the nugget defrost on your kitchen table. Step 3. Turn on the stove and add enough oil to completely submerge the chicken nugget while they cook in a large pot on the stove. Step 4. Fill the pot no more than half full with oil and heat the oil until it reaches a temperature range of 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Step 5. Carefully add a few chicken nuggets to the hot oil using either a slotted spoon or tongs, or by carefully lowering a melted basket into the oil. Step 6. Cook the chicken nugget for 6 minutes or until the nuggets have turned golden brown. Invert the nuggets to make sure they are cooked. Step Step 7. Remove the chicken nugget using a tong and put it on the filter to avoid excess oil. Step 8. Place the toast nugget on a clean glass plate or any type of plate. Lastly, serve the chicken nugget with your favorite dipping sauce, such as chili sauce or mayonnaise or Thousand Island, and enjoy!
Okay, done. That's all from the video. I hope that you can take note from the video. And thank you. See you again.